Hello and welcome to the podcast. I am Kilobyte with my co-host here.
Hi, I'm Onyx.
And today's special episode, we have another fantastic guest with us, Latham. Sorry, Benni Latham. Did I do that
Hello,
right?
hello, hello. You did fine, baby.
Awesome.
You did fine.
Thank you. The voice of Dot Malto in Transformers Earthspark. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
You're
It's gonna be a
excited?
blast.
We're
We're
excited.
excited. Well, shall we get started with the questions?
Please do. Fire away.
Okay, well, let's start off with something simple. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I was born and raised in a city called Compton, California, and I went to high school out in a place called Buena Park, Orange County. And those are two very different cities, but because of that, I got exposure to all kinds of awesome stuff. And I've been a voice actor professionally since 2018, but I've loved cartoons and animation ever since I was a little kid. My favorite cartoon, it's embarrassing now, but if it wasn't Transformers, it was Inspector Gadget. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Yes.
or if you have info on that in
Go,
your
go, Gadget.
archives.
Let's go.
There we go. Something
Yes.
a little related for the Cybertronian listeners out there. Uh, and I was the kid that used to act out all the scenes in the cartoons. I would take my toys and action figures and we would go on adventures and fun would be had. And yeah, just a little kid from Compton who grew up to be a voice actor. And yeah, that's the long and the short of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I still play with my action figures too.
As you should. As you should.
Fantastic. Shall we get ready for the second question?
By all means, fire away.
So, what first brought you into the world of Transformers? Was it like a show, a comic, a
Oh.
specific series, a toy, maybe a game?
Well, I am a G1 baby, so I grew
Wow.
up with the OG, triple OG version of Transformers, the first iteration back in 1984, in Earth years. And I also saw the movie, and I too cried my eyes out when Optimus Prime passed away. That was really rough for me. I took it personally, and yeah, that
I
was
hear
that
he was
was
taking
my
a nap.
intro. Yeah, now that I know that he's okay, we're fine. But I was a child. I didn't know. I saw that and I thought, oh no, my friend. But no, my intro to the series was the G1 cartoon, and I watched the Michael Bay movies and was really excited to hear Peter Cullen. That was amazing to hear him come across the big screen. I saw the movie as a child in the theater, but I don't remember I remember the impact that it had on me, and I felt that same impact when I heard Michael Bay's Optimus Prime. And yeah, that was one of the best parts of the movie, in my
Yes,
humble
for
opinion.
sure.
That was a very long answer for a very clear question, but the short and the long is the G1 series and the Transformers the movie.
That's the
Awesome.
best way to answer it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, next up, why don't you tell us a little bit on how you got the role of to voice Dot Malto and what was the inspiration behind their personality?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Well, I auditioned for the role of Dot Malto during the pandemic. And I remember reading the script, and everything was coded. I didn't know that I was auditioning for Transformers Earthspark. They had some other name for it, and all of the Autobots and Decepticons, all the Transformers characters had code names. So we kind of had an idea, but we had no clear idea. It was not presented to us as, oh, here's Transformers. So I was reading through the script and I came across the character of Dot Malto and I read her character bio. I read the script and I thought, gee, she sounds awesome. I know this woman. I grew up with women like this. I come from a military family. Both of my grandparents served. I have one grandparent who was in the Air Force, another one who was in the Army. And since Dot Malto is a veteran, I was able to sort of pull from that as my inspiration, my grandparents. But I auditioned, like I said, I auditioned during the pandemic. Everything was done remotely. I did some of my auditioning on Zoom, which was weird because then I would read some of the script and they would all black their screens out, and I felt like I was just reading to an empty screen, to a blank screen. But
Yes.
the good thing is the characters are so dynamic. I was able to sort of just lock in and focus on the story. And yeah, as far as inspiration goes, Dot is a wonderful mashup between my grandparents, my aunts, a little bit of my mother, a lot of my grandmother, and some of my own little personality quirks.
Yeah, but I love the character. It's great. The power you bring to the role is just amazing, and
Oh,
it's a fresh air to have a lead that can actually kind of defend themselves compared to others, because it seems they get in the way of the Transformers, and this one Dot can definitely handle herself, and it's great to
Exactly.
see.
thank you. You got it says something about a person when their best buddy is Megatron. Am I
Yes,
right?
for
Yes.
Says
sure.
a lot about
And
their
Yes.
no fear behind them
personality.
either. They're like, they're my friend, no fear at all.
Yeah, they're buddies, you know, they're war buddies. They've seen all kinds of stuff, and the type of friendship that's forged in battle sometimes is one of the strongest of bonds. You know,
Yes.
there's a
Hmm.
responsibility for your friend and a duty, a sense of duty, and I think that's what connects Dot and Meg so well.
Yes, for sure.
Fantastic. So, what is something you would like to see happen with your character in Earthspark going forward?
Ooh,
I
I
guess maybe you can't spoil too much, but maybe something you would like to see.
gee, that's a really good question. What would I like to see with Dot? I would kind of like to see her. She's already very comfortable and at ease around Cybertronians, having served beside them during the war and spent a lot of time with them. I think it would be really interesting to see how she would adapt if because she has a prosthesis, if she had a Cybertronian um, prosthesis. I know that might be doing a little much, but I think it would be really cool to see what would happen
I
if
think
she
that'd be
had.
fun.
You know what I mean? Like just for the day. And we kind of have that situation happen in the episode Bare Necessities when
Hmm. Hmm.
Nightshade makes a new prosthesis for her and doesn't tell her, and she's trying to figure it out, and craziness ensues, and the thing is firing off, and there's disco music, and it's. But I think it would be really cool if they were in a battle situation with, you know, Dr. Meridian or something along those lines, and you know, Dot has to suit up. You know, I don't want the dancing leg, Alex. Give me the war leg. Like that would be, you know what I
That was such a wild episode. It was like a cosmic horror bear
mean? Oh,
monster.
wasn't
And I
it
was like, I thought
though?
this was a kid's show. That is terrifying.
Yeah, that bear freaked me out, and I'm in the thing. With the tendrils and the little like the jester hat situation going on. That was
Exactly.
creepy. That was good creepy though because it adds a little layer of action to what a lot of people would assume is just a regular kid show. And yeah, it is a regular kid show, but there's so much layers in the way that they tell the story and the character
Hmm.
backgrounds and the way that the characters develop that make it, well, for lack of a better term, more than meets the eye.
Yes.
Did I
Classic.
do it right?
Classic.
Did I do
Ye-
the thing, you guys?
You
Yes,
get a rod
yes.
star.
It's great.
Yes, thank you.
Well, talking about the show, who has been your favorite cast member to work with?
Now, see, that's a really tricky question because I don't record with my cast members. I record from home. In fact, my
Oh.
the entire first season, I did not see my cast members face to face until the premiere. So I was really shocked to see how tall they all were. And and the youngest among us is Zion Broadnax, who was the voice of Mo Malto. Charming kid, really awesome little one. She was 8 when we started recording, and she's 11 now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and she's fantastic. She's very talented, really good kid, and just seeing her growth in that short span of time was insane. But that's not that's besides the point. But I don't have a favorite cast member because I work with all of them, and I never really see them. So when I see them, they're all my favorite.
That's
That's a
a
good
perfect
answer.
answer. Yeah. So, who is your favorite Transformers character and why? And it's okay if you have more than one, but let's kind of limit it to two if that's okay.
Oh, that's okay. That is more than okay. Gosh, I've been asked this many times, and if I had to narrow it down to two, my two favorites would be Jazz and RC.
Yes.
Those are very good ones.
Those are very
Jazz,
good ones.
because I mean, come on, he's the coolest Cybertronian, has the best music.
It's true. It's
Yes.
true.
It's really cool. In every iteration that Jazz is that I've seen, Jazz is always. We can see why he was Optimus's buddy. We can see how
Hmm.
that cool under pressure, that ease can serve in times of war and craziness and chaos. And it was voiced by the legendary Scatman Crothers, who was a legendary voice actor, one of the inspirations behind me even having this career. And then RC, because let's face it, I was a baby from the 80s and I loved everything hot pink, and she was a girl.
Yes.
She was the only girl for a while. But yeah, RC, come on now.
Yes. And she's in Nurse Park too, so that's also a good
She
one.
is, and I was so excited to meet her voice, the voice actor, Martha Marion, who is as sweet as she can be. Just a big ball of energy, like all the energy that you feel from RC. That's Martha just default setting. She's incredible. She's awesome.
I
They all
I
are.
love that where like sometimes their personality is just them in real life. That's always
Yeah.
fantastic, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, we got to see the teacher side of RC when they were training in the
Yes, and how
backyard.
she's one of those I teach you through lessons, Mr. Miyagi, Yoda type of vibe,
Yeah, it was
which
great.
we like.
So what's your favorite thing about being in the Transformers fan base?
One of my favorite things about being in the Transformers fan base is connecting and seeing how these young people and some grown-ups too, how they have made how the series affects them personally. And I see that in how they dress up and cosplay. The amount of attention to detail that goes in some of the things I've seen at the convention was insane. Um, the way that they honestly too, this is just what I've noticed. They're so kind. You know what? That's my favorite thing about being in the Transformers fan base. The actual fans themselves. They have been incredible. They've been so sweet in welcoming me into the franchise and into the fandom. They send me their art. Yeah, I get all kinds of beautiful fan art from kids of all ages, ranging from, the super techie using the CG stuff and the fanciness, and then some kid using like markers and crayons. I love all of it. And if I had a big enough fridge, I'd put it all up there, but I can only eat so much. So I repost them when I can and do my best to tag them and to show them some love because it's really cool that we are all connected. We're all strangers in essence, but this is a series that brings us all together and it's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, like Optimus says, till all are one.
So all are one. Heck yeah.
So, Benny, what is something no one knows about you that you wish more people did?
Ooh, I wish more people knew how big a nerd I am. I am a nerd, y'all. I am not a comic book nerd, but I still watch DVDs. Don't judge me. And I am the queen of the box sets. I study animation, not just because of voice acting, but also for the animation itself. I really am enamored with the process. I don't draw. I That's not my gift, but it's really cool. And being a part of this project and being able to see the way the characters are developed and getting to see some of the footage in real time has been one of the biggest joys, aside from landing this role. With my experience with Earthspark, talking to the animators and talking to them about how they managed to get the hair texture so cool and, the characters' facial expressions and eye color and all that has been really cool. See, the fact that I'm talking about it shows how big a nerd I am. Big old nerd. Big,
That's
big,
always
big
the fun
nerd.
part, though, is like learning how it happens, right? All the magic
Yes.
behind the scenes, all the work and hard work that goes beyond that no one like sees.
Yes. And by the time it gets to me, there's at least 2 years behind the script before I
Hmm.
even look at it. Right? So, and these people have been, tirelessly working to make sure that this is awesome. And what also helps is that the executive producers, the writers, they're all fans of the franchise. You can tell by the way they pepper in the Easter eggs and things of that sort. But yeah, man, it's when you see how, you get a peek behind the curtain, you get the behind the scenes, it makes you appreciate the medium that much more.
Yeah, for sure. It reminds me of a show Swerve recently showed me. It's called How It's Made. You might have heard of it, which they
Yes.
teach you how to Earthlings make some of their products, and I find it very interesting.
I would imagine you would, being Cybertronian and all. I'm sure a lot of the stuff we do is confusing and, yeah, curious to say
It
the
is.
very, very least. Yeah, I don't doubt it.
The most
Hey man,
confusing though is
I've been
machines
here
making
for
machines.
right. It's a little yeah, it's a contradiction, isn't it? Machines. Now if I could just find one to vacuum my house. Um,
Wasn't there a Roomba?
I don't like that guy.
Oh,
Roombas
must
are
be a
Mine
clumsy.
Decepticon.
mine keeps trying to eat the curtains. I don't know how that works out, but I always find them like 2 feet off the air.
I am also a cat pet person, and yeah, my cat and Roomba, they have beef, so I don't want to start another turf war in my house. I just don't have that kind of time.
I see.
But yeah, like I said earlier, doing this show and being able to connect with fans of the show from all generations, and then also getting the nerd part of me satiated by seeing how the process works up close has been incredible. And then also coming across two awesome Cybertronian folks such as yourselves who invite me to do things like this and connect. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah,
we
it's
appreciate you
it's
having all
amazing
you
you having you
Earthlings on
here.
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have any other projects you are currently working on that you can talk about?
I do. I recently completed, well, I didn't recently complete it. It was recently released. The pilot for a cartoon called Lackadaisy. It was a comic strip or comic book for a while, and a bunch of brilliant minds got together and put together a pilot for Lackadaisy Cats. It's a story about some bootleggers trying to do bootleggy things in the 1920s, and they're all cats.
Wait, that's on YouTube. That's like a 30-minute short. I think Kilo, you sent me that, right?
Yes, yes.
It is. I play the role of Seraphine Savoie, one of the cats who is trying to stop the people from bootlegging
Um,
because she wants to bootleg herself. And yeah, that's a fun game to
amazing
play.
animation. Great work, everybody. It was
Oh, it was
amazing to
it
watch.
wasn't it? Wasn't it? And
Yes.
that was another thing I booked during the pandemic, and I still haven't seen my cast members from that, so it'll be interesting to see how tall they all are. And what I really loved about Seraphine was that the casting people went through the process of making sure that the actor was from the culture. My family is from Monroe, Louisiana, and I myself am of Creole ethnicity. So to have someone go through that level of attention to detail just to ensure accuracy was really special and really really wonderful, and I'm thankful that they were that careful, you know. And I got to use my Creole accent a little bit and yell and scream and fire a firearm, which was, well, I didn't. The character did. I just did all the sound effects. I don't want y'all thinking I'm a violent earthling. I'm anything but and ridiculously ticklish. So there's that.
We don't have tickle receptors, so we don't know how that feels.
Must be nice.
Uh,
It's its own form of delightful
weird
torture.
concept.
You're not missing anything, fellas. Trust me. But yes, Lackadaisy Cats. That's the most recent project that I've been a part of, and you can check it out on YouTube. It's a really really awesome short if you haven't already.
We'll put it in the YouTube section below in the comment section so you can have a link on there too.
Thank you. Such thoughtful
Yes.
host.
Well, we got to this part of the Q&A where you can ask us any questions if you have any for us.
Ooh, who are your favorite characters in Earthspark? Besides Dot Malto, of course.
Well, I really enjoyed Dot, and I really like Twitch. Twitch is
Ah,
Which is
the
fantastic.
energy and how fun and floaty and everything Twitch does. I really enjoy that. And then recently, hashtag has been one of my favorites as well.
oh, hashtag
Uh,
is great.
hacking
That's
the
my little.
Wi-Fi.
Yes, yes. Twitch, voiced by Catherine Kavari, another brilliant actress. Twitch is my is Dot's firstborn in her mind. She's the firstborn. She's the leader. She's the assertive one. She's the curious one. She's the take charge and, overall responsible, taking care of business. Thrash, even though they're twins, Thrash is the fun baby. Thrash is the bubblegum riddling kid. Thrash is, have fun, ask questions later.
Yes.
And then the Terran triplets with hashtag Nightshade and Jawbreaker, they're their own little fun bag of crazy. Hashtag is my tablet baby. She is, the little internet, YouTube, TikTok aficionado. And then Nightshade, they are my genius baby. They are, the honor student. They are my Doc Brown, which is terrifying because, the amount of intelligence they have, their inquisitive nature can lead to some shenanigans, as we saw with tarantulas. Although that ended up being wonderful. And
One of my
then
favorite
there's
episodes with Nightshade and Tarantulas.
Wasn't that a great episode?
Yes.
Wasn't that a great episode? And can we get into that alt mode?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
That
Yes.
alt mode was fierce. And fun fact, that line that's my baby, get him child, that was improv. They threw it in.
Perfect. I love to see improvs and like little notes of those.
Oh yeah, they showed me footage of their alt mode and their transformation, and I was already kind of speaking in character, and that I just blurted it out like, "That's my baby, get him, child." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, we love it. Can you do it again?" I said, "I sure can," and I did, and I'm so glad that it's such an affirming thing, to hear your parent, tell you like, "Go get him, you got it." It's very affirming, and it was a beautiful moment, and I love that. I just went over all of that, and I didn't get a chance to hear. Now, which one of you told me that? Sorry, which
I
one of
think we're
you
missing
said that?
mine, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Who was your
So
favorite
I
character?
also really enjoy Twitch. And because I'm always a fan of the Dinobots, we recently got to see Grimlock, and I'm excited to see more because I love this design of Grimlock so far.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know
Mm-hmm.
too much, so it's very mysterious. So I'm
Oh
waiting for
yeah.
more.
Oh yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Grimlock, voiced by the legendary, iconic Keith David.
I'm excited.
You should be. Are you familiar with the show Gargoyles by any chance?
Yes. Yes, those are the
Yeah,
ones, the
that's my
stones that come
jam.
to life, right?
Correct. Very good. Are you familiar with the character Goliath from that show?
It's been so long.
Yes,
It's
that's
been so
the main that
long.
was the leader
The
of the
main character?
Gargoyles.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
That is
yes,
that
yes, yes,
is
yes.
that is Keith David. Keith David is the
Ooh,
voice of Goliath, just to give you
Very
a little
deep
bit of
voice.
very, very
I'm
voice
here
of
for it.
God. Oh yeah, incredible. So yeah, that was
Awesome.
all. So we got Twitch and Twitch with a little bit of Grimlock, and yeah,
And hashtag, yeah.
and hashtag. I love it.
I think this is the last question. Where can listeners find you?
Listeners can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on TikTok, all as Benni Latham. B as in boy, E, N as in November, N as in November, I. Last name Latham, L-A-T as in Tom, H-A-M as in Mary. All one word.
Include all those in the descriptions below for this, wherever you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app or YouTube. And I want to take a second here just to say thank you so much, Benny, for being here. We really appreciate you, and hopefully we'll have you on again.
Yes, I would love that, and thank you very much for having me. This is incredible.
Yes, it's been a blast, and I'm sure we can keep going for more as we talk about Earthspark. But we will talk with you again, and we'll maybe have you for the D&D if you wanted to.
Oh, well, don't tempt me with a good time.
Well, as always, listeners, we hope you're all staying safe out there, and till all are one.
Till all are one.
Till all are one.